So let's start the meeting at 7. And to kick off, I see no public participation. And because of not having more than 2 people here today, we can't do um voting on any of the minutes right now, so we can table that until the next meeting, and we can table a financial check-in with Sherry until the next meeting. She sent me over some information, but I think until we have more people here to share some of that stuff with, we can hold that off. For operations, let's go to your questions and let me see what I can answer and what I can't.
Okay, so the Google Drive, so we have
Yeah.
an WHRC Google Drive, but are we not supposed to have a Google Drive?
So, I believe that a Google Drive had been set up in the past, but, but there's, but actually what the town wants, what the town wants people to do is to have everything go through the town stuff, and that is actually, I think it's SharePoint. There is, I can get access information for what's up on there, and we can share things on that. It's a little bit, it's preferable to them because it's all under it's under the town umbrella. And but I think in the past it's been it's just there's ease in setting up Google Drive and being able to access stuff and control it. But whereas with SharePoint, like one of the things that is true about SharePoint is I think I'm saying the right one. It's whatever is under the Microsoft umbrella. But when so it's like Microsoft, and you have to have a
Microsoft is like a Microsoft OneDrive.
it's like whatever it is, you have to get set up with an Outlook email, and then you have to access using that. And nothing ever really gets deleted. And I think that that's why the town likes it. So any document that you ever create on it archivally is there somewhere. And so if anybody ever says, oh, I want to see everything, it's like, it's part of the open meeting law. I think that then anything that's ever been created could be and put up on this drive could be seen. I did request like the ability to create a recycling folder or a trash folder, but even then, like anytime you upload a document to it, it's there forever. We don't have delete. We can't delete. So that's the kind of like pain in the butt about it. But for archival and record keeping, that's why the town prefers it, or it's an open meeting law thing. So so basically that's what's going on with that. And I don't know, Maureen may actually have more things to say on that. I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm not really. It's just not using Google Drive, but using the town shared drive or whatever it is. I thought it was SharePoint, but I forget what they use. Because nothing ever gets thrown away. So anytime you create a document and it goes up, it's there for archival purposes. Do you know open meeting law stuff?
I didn't know we had a shared drive, so that I don't know that.
You know what? I ended up, I have a lot of things up on it. I was in the process of organizing it and like creating things on it. And then, too many things got caught up, so it hasn't been a priority, but there is I think, I forget who, there's an IT person in town hall who can help you set up an Outlook email if you don't have one already. You then can log in, get access to this, it's like, it may be 365, it may be SharePoint. I'm not really good with branding, but whatever it is, it has it's owned by the town. And anything that you put on it remains there forever. They archive things and throw things away based on when they legally can.
They probably follow like the 10-year like retention,
Yeah.
retention requirements.
Yeah, so I think that's what you're running into if people are saying don't use Google Drive. We had a conversation about it initially, and I hadn't, when we first had the conversation, I hadn't realized there were so many rules around it, and so I was just basing it based on convenience, and so I think we set up a Google Drive while we were waiting on answers, but it's a no-go, essentially.
And I just don't remember being part of those conversations, but I can find out what the process is.
Yeah,
then-
and I can look through the emails because they had sent instructions on how to use it, and I can help you get access. Is what essentially you want to put up files, right? You want to organize things.
Well, we want to be able to disseminate information as a living document as we work through the process, and people can access it and not necessarily have to go through emails, right? And so it makes it a lot more helpful for people to stay in the loop.
Yeah.
And so that's why I prefer to have a shared file
Yeah,
there.
I don't know how well this works for,
Other-
I don't know how well this works for that because what you end up having to do is check it in and check it out to update it, which is possible. It's just, it's not as fluid. So I won't lie to you and say you're about to have a great experience. But, but you're about to have a very, lawful experience. So,
Well, I mean, I use
so I don't
SharePoint at
really
work,
know.
so I mean, you can share things there, and there are certain people that can just view. You can allow people to edit. Um, there are ways to do check in, check out, but there's also ways that you don't have to do the check in and check out process.
Yeah.
It depends on how you set up the file. Um, so
Yeah, I will give you access to everything or make sure you have access to everything. And then I'll also put you in contact with the person that I've spoke to who is I don't know if their actual role is IT, so I don't want to put anybody on the line there, but they're the person who gave me all the answers for how it works. And we're able to make some adjustments to it based on my requests and get information about what can be changed and what can't. So I can put you in touch with them so that you can get more solid answers than I can give you off the cuff. For other operations things, I think Jill knows more about some of the things that she was looking to order, so we can table that until we have her here. I think that is generally all that I have on that list. Oh, no, there is one more operations thing that will wait until we all get together again, but just to have it out there. We did get an application for somebody to join the HRC, so I'll have to look to see what I think I think I might be the last person who joins, so I don't know what the process is for doing it. But once we're all together again, we can review that and then see what we need to do to get that person on if they're a good fit to get them to join.
I
So
think
that's good news.
did they submit the application through Sherry Dalton already?
I got an email from Sherry before this meeting saying that the application had been submitted officially, so I earnestly don't know what the status of it is, but I think
I think we have to vote, right?
yeah, I think we
vote
get to
and
look
then
at the application and then vote.
yeah, and then I think then they have to go to town hall, get sworn in,
Yep.
and then do the training.
Yep, that is I believe that that's true. You go through the training and then and I don't know
So
when.
I actually think it's town council who appoints because it's an appointment.
Oh, it's an appointment. It's not a
Yeah,
Volunteer.
And I
Oh,
think it
okay.
so I
happens,
think I think what normally happens, Jess, is if you usually, usually we leave it to the chair and vice chair, but look over the applicant. And if you have any, normally you're like this, especially at this time, because it's not a competitive, because we have to fill some seats. So if
right,
it's good, I think look it over and just send it back to Sherry and be like, looks
great,
great. And then Sherry will get it on a town council, our next agenda.
okay,
So like our next meeting's March 10th. It would be great to just get it on that agenda that we had a
yep,
vacancy, we're filling the vacancy.
okay, good to know. And
When
then,
it's competitive, there we used to do like interviews, and then out of everyone you'd be like, well, because we're missing this or whatever. But since there's not interviews if somebody applied, unless there's like, you know awful red flags of they've been really disruptive at meetings or something.
yeah,
And then the town council votes on it. So
okay. And I think even then, for some reason, I recall like, I don't know if it's, once that happens, then we'll know when to let that person know when to sign in and do all of the logistical stuff. So,
yeah,
so I will talk to Sherry and and get us to the point so that we can get it on the, agenda for the town council. That's good to know. Um,
Can I ask a question? Because I don't remember going through the town council piece of it. Because I
oh,
was
we
the last.
appointed you. We
You did
appointed
appoint
you.
us.
Yeah.
oh
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
you're the last. Well,
I
yeah,
was the
because I
last.
didn't do anything. I feel like I just knew you were here.
Yeah. I don't.
I
So
I think
we
I.
so we appoint you. So it comes in, your application comes in front of us. We say we're appointing this person. We vote on it, and then Sherry usually reaches out to you and tells you it was approved, and then you go and get sworn in, and she
Oh,
tells
okay.
the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
because
it was,
I do remember that there's a voting process at our meeting as well. So is it a dual voting process?
um, I think that so and I for some reason it must have been because we already knew you and you'd already worked as a volunteer with us a lot. I do remember seemingly that it must have been that Sherry reviewed the application and got it on the town council and did that side of it, and I think we just voted all in favor. So so what I just need to do is make sure I don't want to miss the next town council agenda. Um but I don't know how it will work with our timing for our meeting, so I'll just have to check with Sherry, who's done it in the past, just to see whether we can get it on your agenda before it's on our agenda. I just, I don't know. Logistically speaking, I don't know. But, so that is a to-do for me. And another to-do for me is, I have to get the annual report stuff to Sherry Dalton. She sent me everything that I need, and Sherry Oken has sent me everything else that I need. I just need to put together the things that I need into the thing that Sherry needs. But it's definitely on my list. It's definitely on my to-do list. I think I
When is
have
the
to do
annual
it.
report
I think
due?
I have to do it like by next week, but it's there. It's on the list. Um, that is all for like operations. Those are all the things I have floating about in my head that are happening. Besides upcoming events. Is there anything else that you have?
Um, Oh, what do we have any updates on the mass cultural application?
No, they need to get their I don't they have to get their gear together, but I have to check in with Lori to see what is happening next. Um we can also let me just reach out to her and see where things stand. I know I don't know, I don't know if approval letters went out and I don't know if they come from Mass Cultural Council or if they come from Lori. But I have to see. Um, I know it's on, I know, I know the result, but I don't know when it actually will get approved and sent through and begin. Um, but, uh, but I know the result though from the other side, from being on the Arts Council, not, so I don't know if I can officially say anything. So, ah, I have to find out, but I know that they're a bit disorganized, as well. Somebody just left that one and then also, I know that we're waiting, but they should go out by February. So if it hasn't already, I'll see why.
Yeah, well, it's February now, that's what I'm wondering.
I
So
know
that's why
you're
it's like
not
this
wrong.
week and
You're
that's it.
not wrong. I don't know exactly where that stands, but I can follow up and find out. Um, and then, um, so yeah, that's a money line item to figure out. And then will you yeah, well, then let's talk about events then, because I think that that's the last piece of it, because I'm assuming you may want to apply some of that or use some of that money for upcoming events.
Potentially, that's what I was asking about it.
Yeah,
But the organization is the Mass Cultural Arts Council?
it's
Council?
the Mass Cultural Council, and but it's like you apply to the Wakefield Arts Council. The money comes from the Mass Cultural Council.
So I just called it Mass Cultural Council grant, and in
Yeah.
parentheses, Wakefield Arts Council.
Yeah.
Is that good? Okay.
Um, and then for events, the International Women's Day event is coming up on March 6th. I believe we have all of our people booked. I wasn't able to find a student participant, which I don't know. I'm sort of hoping to, if your
July.
daughter or Jalak happens to know anybody who's
So
interested.
I believe they actually have a show that day.
Oh.
So they're both doing the Minotaur, I think
Where are they doing
fest,
it?
drama fest.
Oh, okay. It's
And
like, I hope they're not
so,
doing it in the Savings Bank Theater.
yeah, they're gonna be in the Galvin, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
So they have a show this Thursday, and I think they have a show next Thursday, and then
Oh,
their
that's so
contest is
fun.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be able to do anything, and I actually won't be around March 6th either. So I know you're
Yeah.
asking for assistance, so hopefully Jill and Sherry will be able to help support.
Yeah. Well, that's fun though. If they know anybody who's not in the Minotaur who would like to talk about
Yeah,
um
yeah. A lot of people are in the
accelerating
Minotaur. Like when I
action.
look at our list.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
But yeah, all those people who like being on stage, they're going to be on stage.
Jess, how about, can I connect? Do you mind if I connect you to Liz Persons, who is the staffer for the Youth Council? And
Oh, is
I'm
she the
wondering,
staffer for the youth council? I just bothered her fruitfully for somebody for a health and human services representative. Like I got somebody who could speak to some like more on the medical side of things. And she helped me to get somebody. So I can also reach out to her for that.
I would ask if she's got, it's so funny, the youth council members I'm thinking of are male. And so I don't know it as well. Jonathan's the liaison, but ask Liz if she has
Yeah.
any recommendations, and then let me think about it. That it's a, yeah, if we have
Let's
that
just get
conversation.
John Chine's son and just like put him on the line. But yeah, if she knows anybody, it was nice to have that voice, you know, the voice of the future last year. If we don't have it, it's okay. It's been it's a bit frenetic this year, just for planning, because I'm a bit over, I'm a bit overtaxed. But I think I'll reach out to her though, just to see if
Just
she knows
shoot
anybody.
her an email if she can think of someone that we can ask, awesome. If not, like I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
okay
but
not. It was new last year. I don't think it's,
yeah, it's not necessary, but you know, she's a good person to ask. So I will check with her. And other than that, it's just it's finalizing logistics for making sure that everybody knows where to be, and that everything is, all the ducks are in a row. It's actually not it's not, because CAT will be there to do the filming, and it's not a heavy, like, it's pretty much just people sitting on a stage, but I just have to make sure that all the pieces are there, so I'll be doing that this week. um and for volunteers, yeah, it's if Jill or Sherry are there to just you know, help show people in, it's a pretty, once it's all booked and set, it's a pretty low key, easy arranged event. But
the panel looks great. I saw that it's on social media and it's on the town's website.
yeah,
And I
It
think,
looks good.
it
yeah,
looks amazing. I know it's a little bit, so I know it's always day of will be stressful, but it
yeah.
looks great. And, some of your panelists are just really excited. I've reached out to them personally and they're really excited to be there.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. And it should be a good conversation. I think that there's a lot of interesting people who have good things to say. So hopefully it will be good, and people will be able to make it. And that is and so yeah, so I'll just be kind of finalizing the things on that. I don't think I will probably host it, and then which is okay. I am I feel like I just on the topic of activism, I need to say less and not more, because I get fiery, and I feel like that's not what's good. That's not what's needed right now in this moment for this forum. So I'll just have to, if anybody yeah, if anybody does happen to be there and you see me talking too much, just be like
I was
so
watching the SAG Awards yesterday. I think it was the day before or something, but I watched it on Netflix, and they had like Jane Fonda speak about how it's important, women's rights, and like, just being um the things that obviously we also look for and
yeah.
support.
Yeah, Jane Fonda would be a great add to the panel, but she definitely also wouldn't be able to keep to time, probably. But yeah, so I think that that will be good. What can I do for you um for the API event?
So I think we just need to get the storage space, so then that way I can save the files and pass it along, because I've
Okay.
been using, I think I had it on my Google Drive. Then Sherry told me, no, we got to put it onto our own Google Drive. So I moved everything over to our own Google Drive and set all that up. And now I think we have to move it over to a different location. So I just need to firm that up.
Yeah.
So I'm placing the information in the right place for people to
Mhm.
access. The nice thing is we do have our flyers. So we were able to get the flyers from the our student volunteer. So she
Mhm.
created a flyer that's interesting, because there's like 3 words on this flyer, and then our little logo, and um it's win a prize. That's what she came up with, right? To track students to like get interested. So it's in bold letters, win a prize, and a big QR code. And then behind the scenes, there's some artwork. There's a little bit of like that you can see is a little bit more Asian inspired in regards to the artwork. And so I thought it was a really cool pick that
Mhm.
she put together.
Cool.
And then we're integrating um, her flyer into the event flyer. And so the event flyer is a little bit more like tamer, right? So it's more, it has like a little food truck on it and like it, so a little bit
Cool.
different. Um, but so if everyone's okay with the two flyers, then we have our flyer set. And then
Great.
we have the QR code will hit an informational page and we have that created as well. And then I think I just have to create one more like event notification,
Okay.
a general event notification. And then once those are good, then we are now ready to publicize.
Oh, great.
So we're hoping we have a meeting scheduled for next, hopefully Wednesday or Friday. It was scheduled for Thursday, but I'm not going to be available on Thursday. So we're trying to move the meeting around to a Wednesday or Friday. And then if everyone's good, we can start, communicating. I think Jen McDonald is on the wings going, "Hun, where's my responses? Where's my info?" So that she can start publicizing it. But yeah, so we're almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Well, that's good. Yeah, if you need anything else, I'll help sort out the answers to your file question, so that shouldn't be something that's like holding you up. Um, so I can work on that, and then yeah, if you need anything else along the way before our next meeting, just let me know. And yeah, it should be exciting. You're far more organized than I am in terms of event planning. It's not my wheelhouse. Um, but it's so I think it sounds like you've got a lot of things planned. So I'll also let you know, I'll let you know as soon as I know what the answer will be for the grant as well, so that you
Yeah,
know
I think
that.
the budget piece is an important piece because then that way we can start booking things.
Yeah,
So like for the food trucks, we just start booking those and having those set up because otherwise they can't really reserve it without having some
right.
funding. So
Yep.
so the
Yeah.
earlier we get that, the better we are from locking down our food trucks. And then do we need to reach out to the educational? So I responded back to um, what economic development? Economic
Oh,
development.
economic development.
So
Yeah.
I know they sent an email and I followed up and sent them the link. And now I know that we can't send them the link. So we got to go figure out how else to deliver that information.
Mm,
And then I'll probably, once we have the new location, I can resend the link and the file maybe so they have the budget pieces.
okay.
Um, so then I'm not sure if they want to know like itemized budget because that's what I have out there, or if they just want to know total budget and what it's going to cover. And maybe I just send it to them via email.
Yeah, you'll have to see what they need, because I haven't worked conjointly with them before on something, but they should be able to. Did you speak with Julie, or there's another person who's at the head of economic development? I forget all
Yeah.
the names over there.
Just the email trail, I think, for
Yeah.
right now.
But they should be able to let you know what info they need and what's possible. I hope it works out, because I think that it's a nice thing for bringing people to the downtown. I think it's a nice partnership between us and economic development.
And then once we start communicating, we'll plan to go out to all the different shops on Main Street
Mhm.
and solicit prizes.
Nice.
So
That's great. Yeah, that sounds good. If you need any help on any of that, I'll talk to strangers, and ask for things, whatever you need.
yeah, I think we're good. Hopefully we can
Okay.
get some of the students to go out there.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they look youthful and more appealing. So yeah, I think I am sure that there are more things following that. Um, but those are the next two events on the horizon in my mind, before we get into June, before we get to May, which will be working, I'll work with Bob for whatever he is going to be doing for this, for the rededication. I have to reach out to him again. And I know that is happening on Memorial Day, and then and then we're in June, and then June will have its things going on. But I don't have anything, any thought process for June yet. I think Sherry already had spoken with the Juneteenth group, and I talked to the to a music group for Pride, but that's all. That's all that's been done. That is all that has been thought about. So that will be something to think of in warmer days. So yeah, I think that's it. Marion, do you have anything unanticipated?
I don't. No, I don't. And I have another meeting. So I was like, I'm gonna try to do both. So this, I'm glad it was short.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to come on the event. I just don't want to commit to being the host, Jess. So thank you for
No, that
understanding.
is absolutely fine.
I'm
It's, if you can make it, great. If not, I know that it's, if you are going to be with family, then, I know um family runs on its own time frame, so
we'll figure it out, but
yeah.
I think that event's gonna be great. I think just check in with Sherry Dalton, because I think if we can get another member, and then hopefully the applications are due soon for the next year cycle. So hopefully
Okay, yeah.
we'll get some more. I'm going to do some promotion about that too. So, and hopefully, with all these successful events, we get some people to help you both out. And if you can figure out where we need to store stuff, that's new to me. So if you find something and want to send it to me also, it's probably just good for me to know.
Yeah.
And if you can't find it, I can like do some background work and figure it out.
Yeah, it's I think that it is I know that the place to put things is in existence already. It's just I think that what it has to have is it has to be under the town umbrella so that it retains all records of anything that's been put on it. That was the thing that Google Drive did not do. It was too much in our control, and so it didn't fulfill some of the needs. So, but I can, once I send you the access to it, if it doesn't do what you need it for it to do, you may have some leeway to make sure that it does what you need for it to do. Because when it first was handed off to me, it did very little. I couldn't even move files around in it, but then I reached out to them and they helped me to remedy that. So that's what I know.
I think I have one more thing. There was a email received in the Wakefield HRC mailbox.
Yes.
Did you see that email, Jess, on the individual that is part of I believe it's a religious sect, Chinese religious sect, that has asked to speak at one of our meetings to express, concerns that she has about any sort of, um, like, any sort of like adverse reaction that she may receive in the town.
Oh, um, I have to look at that. I did not get a chance to see that, but I can see what that is about. Um, and
So obviously our meetings are public, so anyone can come.
yeah, anybody can come in,
So
and
I
in the
wasn't
beginning you
sure if
can
it's
speak, but if there's going to be something more formal, then I have to see what it is, what she wants to do, and how best to make that possible. And we have so little, I don't want to poke the bear here, but there's a time limit, right? Marion, do you know off the top of your head the time limit for
Yeah, so
public
public, so
participation?
you can kind of decide, but we say there, you limit a person to 3 minutes or 5 minutes during public comment. and
Okay.
that there's not a back and forth. They can say whatever, anyone's welcome to come to public comment, and then you set a timer and then you let it go and then we just move on. So
Okay.
I think that's the best. If somebody has reached out, you can just say, our next meeting is this date and you're
Yeah.
allowed, I 3 minutes. The chair kind of can decide that, and you're allowed, you're welcome to speak on whatever you want to speak about. I don't know if this
Yeah.
is the best group to speak to. You can also, um, if you want to, like, you can say that about our meetings, and then also just mention, you know, the town administrator, is on,
Yeah.
who does it for the entire town.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would almost respond with that if they want to come, if we're not quite sure if we're the right group, but we have public comment the first, at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah.
And if they're not there, you don't have to open up public comment period.
Mhm.
And if they come later, you don't have to, fit them in because
Right.
they're allowed to speak during that first part of it.
Yeah, but I can give that, I'll take a look at it and then give that guidance because I think that's um, probably right, off the top of my head. But we'll see. I'll give as much guidance as I can on that. But yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. My head has been in many places, but now my head will be in that. But to that end, so put it on my list of things to do, and that should be good. It's, I think it's whatever it is, if somebody is hopeful or worried about something, I think, it is one forum to be able to share that sort of thing. So I am going to say at 7:37, let us adjourn. And thank you for joining.
I second it.
And yes, all approve. Yes. We don't even have enough people
I
to
don't
vote
think we
us
have
out of
enough,
here.
right?
We don't even have enough people to vote us out of here. But
We're gonna
thank
get
you for
you to
showing up, and thank you for all the work y'all do.
thank
Take care.
you.
Bye.